Alright, unless you're a genius and you can tell where I am from the parking garage, you'll know in a few days where I am. But I just wanted to film out of the wind. Very windy outside today. I even have to be in this corner, like blocked off by this wall, because the wind is really blowing through these aisles. Anyway, before I get into the wrap up on the 7 days of profits and losses and hours in Baltimore, I wanted to show you a picture of the table of contents for the newsletter. Today is November 5th. This video is being published on November 5th. It is the first Tuesday of the month. From now on, that's when the newsletter gets published. So this video is going to get published at 6 a.m. Eastern Time, at 6:30 a.m. Eastern Time on my Patreon page. The newsletter gets published. It's only for paid members, but each newsletter is now available as a one-time purchase. So I hope you've enjoyed looking at that picture of syrup. I grabbed that little syrup from Bellagio one day, used it as my card protector, but here now is a zoom in on the segments in this newsletter, the 10th issue of the newsletter, November 2024. There are some quotes from the table. Then there are my expenses for October. Then the highlight of this newsletter is the Keep Track Week. Second city was supposed to be Jacksonville. That was the plan for a while, and I didn't get there. So I subbed in 1-3 no limit at the Horseshoe Baltimore for the second city for Keep Track Week purposes. Kept track of 5 things. And also a story at the end about a guy who spoke up at the absolute worst time and paused the game for just about no money. So there you go. If that seems interesting to you, you can click the link in the description of the video. In the description of every video is a link to my Patreon homepage, and you can go to shop, and then you could make a one-time purchase for any newsletter you'd like. But while I'm here, might as well finish the video in the parking garage. Play poker for 7 days, Sunday through Saturday at the Horseshoe Baltimore. Here is each day of the week. Even better lighting. Each day of the week, profits, losses, hours. Total at the bottom, minus $36 in 37.37 hours. A lot of 36s and 37s in there. That included the final day. Minus 119 of those dollars on the final day was a tournament. It was the $170 tournament. I had 70% of myself for $119. Herbs and Rye had 30% of me for $51. Didn't cash in that tournament. And also, what other interesting characteristics from there? 3 promos. So while the Ravens were playing, I got one $25 promo, kept all of it. I got one $100 bonus, tipped 5 of it, so got 95 from that, and rake back. During the rake back period, I played 20 hours. That was the lowest level. That got me $150. So I earned it Sunday through Wednesday, and then I received it Saturday. It went into Wednesday's number, because I feel like I earned it by playing that 20th hour of the week, which I did on Wednesday. So that was plus 150, so it was plus 270 in promos, minus 119 in tournaments, one tournament singular, and the rest was cash, playing cash games, 1-3 no limit, and the total, minus $36. It was really, really interesting that this was like every result was between minus 200 and plus 200, because besides those 7 days, I had 12 days of play at the Horseshoe Baltimore that trip, and 7 of the 12 days were between like 1 and 3 buy-ins. I think 7 of the other 12 results, if they were losing, were between minus 240 and minus 1,000, and if they were winning sessions, they were between plus 240 and plus 1,000. So somehow I happened to film like the 7 most calm days in the Horseshoe Baltimore. Not the 7 days of film were not very indicative of what sessions and variance is like in the Horseshoe Baltimore. The other 12 days that I didn't film for profit loss purposes were, but bound to be more videos in the future in the Horseshoe Baltimore. Bound to be more wild swings in the profit loss number, and that's it. I'm going to go in and play where I am right now. In, I think, 3 days, you'll see where I am, unless any genius who's been here can tell by like the architecture of the parking garage. It's possible, I don't know. And that's about it. Let me know in the comments if there's anything more you would like. I'm never going to do long, like 30-minute hand history videos, and there's actually a video coming out in the very, very near future about why, because I kind of say it in passing and sometimes answer in the comments. I'm going to make a video about it, but I, filmed and edited, and I feel like I kind of lost throughout the week, like giving you updates on what kind of happened at the table. I remember day one, I mentioned I came out for like intermission 1, intermission 2, and then end of session, and I told you about a bunch of hands, 5 all-ins and a couple other hands that like really had a say in what my profit loss number was for the day. And then through like filming and editing, I realized while I was editing that I didn't really keep that up, and just kind of like reported the number and didn't say much. So I'm not going to go through like 10 hands per session or anything like that, but I don't know, if you want like the biggest hand of the day, when I do another profit loss series, I could keep track of that. Maybe, I don't know, the biggest hand, the first all-in, all the all-ins, the biggest 3-bet hand I was involved in. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if there's something like feasible that you think I will include, or I can, or like it makes sense with the type of style of my filming and editing, and I'll see what I can do. No promises, but I feel like day one was pretty good with giving you like a summary of what went on the felt, and then I kind of fell off days 2 through 7.
Yeah, I got it at the stadium in May.